قاعد Jacqueline Salabayan Kiani Nishla touching Ibashishtin. Kabaha Adishiche Dot Wooditini Adishinella Akut Al So I'm originally from the lower Greasewood area in Arizona. Um, my mother's side is from there. My father's side is from the White Cone area. And I was born on the reservation and I was raised in a little border town called Winslow, Arizona. That's where I went to school. And I've been living in Flagstaff for 20 years and went to school at NAU, graduated, and then I went to ASU and got my master's in social work. And I've been a social worker for 15 years. And during the process, I've been an advocate for children, youth, and families. And I do a lot for the community as a whole in any way I can. And that's kind of where my heart and my passion lies, is how do I maintain myself as an advocate, as a vessel for change, and just basically educating and sharing information that I've gained and that I've learned with anyone and everyone that I come across. And so that is who I am.
Great, great, thank you. And we just want to talk a little bit before we head out about just setting some norms for this space. Of course, you know, everything is set in confidence here. You may notice that we are recording. The session is being recorded, but please know that nothing you say here is going to be shared out. Everything will be edited so that you maintain your anonymity. If I can say that right word. We're only going to be highlighting Jacqueline's words of wisdom and resources being shared out. So please don't let the recording stop you from sharing in this space. I do want to say I threw in the chat again the future dates if you want to write those down. And as I said, Adriana and I will excuse ourselves and we will rejoin later. But first, I'd like to open it up to any questions or concerns in this space before we hop off, if there are any. Okay, sounds great. We will rejoin you at a later time. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you shortly.
Okay.
We'll see you all
I have a
soon.
question.
Yeah, of course.
One question. Do you want to just jump on? How many minutes do you need at the end?
2 minutes really, just to help close out. We're going to share a brief survey and of course share again the dates and everything. So yeah, just a couple of minutes there at the end.
Okay, I'll make sure to put that in mind. Okay.
Yeah, and I have my phone and everything near me, so feel free to email or anything. If any technical issues rise up, I'm happy to jump back in and help support.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, great. See y'all soon.
All right, we'll see y'all soon.
See ya. All righty. So let's see. So you all are students, correct? Is that what I'm getting from this? Let's see. Let me get a feel for who's all on here. Great. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share with you a presentation. Austin, Nathan, you are a student. Let's see. Let me go into share. Again, if you can't see my presentation and for some reason I freeze up, you'll know why I turned off my video. I know that technology is kind of strange. First off, like Loyola was saying, this is going to be a series of gatherings for us. And I titled it Gatherings for Wellness because I feel like, you know, we come together to discuss things. I wish it was in person so we could sit around and see each other's faces and get more of the connection that we should be getting. I know over Zoom, we can kind of just picture ourselves. If you take a minute and just take a deep breath and just imagine that we're all together in a space, in a circle, And so I'll imagine someone is sitting next to me here and next to me here. And so I really do like to hold the space in a circular fashion because I feel like we gain connection through that, but also we can see each other's face. And traditionally, if you're traditional or you understand your native roots or ceremony, we often hold space in a circular fashion. And it's really important for me as an individual to come together in that way. And so, um, first off, I want you to welcome you all into this space, and I'd like to see that circular form and just take that into consideration moving forward. Okay. Um, so here is an overview of this evening. We're going to do a welcome and introduction. We're going to talk about some of the guidelines to remember in this space. We're going to talk about who are you and what do you carry or what do I carry. Mental health, we're going to mention that a little bit, what exactly it is. And then we're going to talk about the wellness wheel and the medicine wheel and what that looks like. And then we're going to go into belonging to interdependence. This first meeting is going to be more focused on self-assessment and really taking that scan of yourself as an individual, what you are physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And so we're going to do some discussion on, what does work for you, what is currently working for you, what are your strengths, but also what areas am I lacking in, and so as an Indigenous woman, I'm constantly going into certain situations or in a professional field or just working with individuals one-on-one. And when I go into those certain situations, I have to constantly think about myself and wondering, like, how do I relate to this person? What areas do I need to improve on? And, I'll walk away and assess the situation. I'll assess my thoughts, what I did good and what I did wrong. And so I think this will be helpful for you in any situation, especially in the college field and learning and gaining those new skills. This is something that really will be helpful. As a social worker, that's something that we're trained to do on a daily basis is to self-assess. And so for those of you who are in other fields, this could be helpful for you throughout your careers. Then we'll go into what areas need focus, suggestions for improvement. We're going to talk about, not necessarily faults. We're not perfect. We're constantly improving in our lives, correct? And so we're going to talk about that and then making a plan of action and what does that look like and what are the steps that we need to take to plan for those changes. And so that's basically what we're gonna do. And we're going to start with some welcomes and introductions. So I want to go through, if you can do this briefly, provide your name, provide your tribe. If you have your plans, state it. What is your hometown? What college are you in? And then phone case showcase. I like to do that. If you have your phone, because we're going to be using it later, I like you to show your phone case because we all have personalities. We all like to dazzle up our phones. And I know everyone has either stickers or something on the back of their phones, right? And it just kind of gives you a sense of who you are. And so I'm going to go through and just call out your name. If you choose to decline, you can just say decline. Okay. I have no problem with that. I'm not going to force you to do anything that you don't want to do. Let's see. Let me go see. Let me pull my screen out a little bit. Wait, hold on. Sorry, my Lob is acting up. Okay. So let's go with Amy Spring.
Hi, my name is Amy Spring. I'm from the Chippewa tribe, the Sioux Chippewa tribe in Michigan. My hometown is Rudyard, Michigan. I currently go to Bay Mills Community College in Brimley, Michigan. And here's my phone case. I don't have anything special, but I do have a pop socket with a purple flower on it, and it's an
Ooh.
actually dried flower, so it looks. There
Nice.
was like 3 other ones there, but I thought this one looked the prettiest. So
Nice.
Also, purple's
Awesome.
my favorite color. So
Great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Natalie, you are actually, no, sorry. Marie Tagerson. Would you like to go first? Go next? Sorry.
Oh, I have it on mute. Nels Memmer, I'm from Detroit, Michigan,
Are you talking to me?
and I'm on Bay Mills Community College.
Awesome. Thank you. Natalie Armstrong.
Hello, my name is Natalie. I'm part of the Cherokee tribe. I live in Tahquah and I go to NSU at Tahquah. And my phone is like, let's see, it's like this.
Cool.
I picked it because it looked like stained glass. That's
Oh, I see. I see it. I see that. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Mary Jane Running Shield.
Okay, hello. My
Hi.
name is Mary Jane Runningshill, and I'm from the Oglala Sioux tribe, which is located on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota.
Mhm.
And I live in a little community called Porcupine. And I go to our community college, and it is called the Oglala Lakota College. And this is my phone. Just a
Awesome.
regular pink case.
Pink. That tells
Yeah.
a lot. Just kidding.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you, Mary Jane.
Yep, you're welcome.
Okay, let's see. Vina Louie, would you like to go next?
Sure. So, hello, everybody. I'm Vina Louie. I'm currently in Bellingham, Washington. I go to Northwest Indian College. I'm originally from Warm Springs, Oregon. That's Central Oregon. And I'm working on my AA in here at the college. When after I get done with that, which is in about two more quarters, I'll be going into the tribal governance program. Thank you.
Cool.
Oh yeah, and
Cool.
I'm on my phone, but my phone case is purple.
Nice.
All purple.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
Okay, let's go to Duana Red Elk.
Hello. Gosh, I can't see I don't think I can bring in my picture, but my name's Duana Red Elk. I am Hunkpapa Oglala Lakota. I live in Standing Rock, North Dakota, and currently I'm attending the University of Mary in Bismarck, North Dakota, and I'm in the social work program. My phone case is very blank. There's no type of stickers, no nothing. Probably because I'm always dropping it. So and I'm just better off not having anything on it.
It still tells a lot.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Let's go to, let's see, Vanessa Ankney. Oh, awesome. I see your phone case. Cool. Thank you. Let's see, who else is there? Let's go to, I already did, let's go to Victoria second time.
Hey, you said my name right. Okay. That doesn't happen often. So I'm Victoria, Lenni Lenape, Delaware tribe. My clan is Turkey Clan. Gobble gobble.
Awesome. Nice.
My hometown is Lawrence, Kansas, and I go to Haskell Indian Nations University. And I'm studying environmental science. And I don't have a phone case to showcase.
Okay. If you want to describe it, that's totally fine too.
It's just purple.
Okay,
Because I have
cool.
a purple phone, so I wanted it to match.
Nice. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Let's go to Cedar Schaefer.
Hi, my name is Cedar. I'm from the Cupeño tribe in the Paula Band of Mission Indians. My hometown is Paula, and I go to the University of California in Irvine. And I don't have a phone case. I have a bare phone.
Cool. Tells a lot. Thank you. All right, Clancy Leroy.
Hi, my name is Clancy Leroy. I'm originally from Marty, South Dakota, the Yankton Sioux tribe. Currently going to United Tribes in Bismarck, North Dakota, studying automotive technology. I'm on my phone right now, so I got a clear phone case, and it's just a green phone.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Let's go to Christy Farmer.
Trying to figure out the unmute. I'm on my phone. So my name's Christy Farmer, and I am born and raised on the Blackfeet Reservation, Browning, Montana. I go to school at the University of Montana, Missoula. Go Grizz.
Awesome.
And then let's see if I can try to do my phone. I don't think it's going to let me. Anyways, I have a pink case. It's kind of like a wallet, so I don't have to carry a purse around.
Oh, good. Awesome. Tells us you're really busy. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Where did I leave off? Brandon Rooston. Brandon, tell us about yourself. Okay, we'll come
Off
back.
in the chat.
Oh, is he? Okay, let's see. Brandon. I know you introduced yourself because I saw you're Brandon Rooston. I'm from the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa. My hometown is Belcourt, North Dakota, which is the town located on the reservation. College I'm attending is the Turtle Mountain Community College. Awesome. North Dakota. Thank you for sharing. Let's see. Who else is there? Rennie Lofton.
Delaha, my name is Rennie Lofton. I am part of the Tolowadini Nation up here in Northern California. My hometown is Crescent City, California, and I go to Shasta College. It's a little JUCO here up in Northern California again. My phone case is a simple teal, and that explains me. Very simple.
Cool, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Even though you have a simple phone case, still tells me a lot about you. Let's see. Heather Heidman.
Hello, my name is Heather. I'm part of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation tribe. I'm originally from Wamego, Kansas, and I live in Lawrence, Kansas, and attend Haskell Indian Nation University, pursuing my business degree. And I have my phone is a lavender.
Cool.
That's like not slippery, so I don't drop it and the slides everywhere.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Let's go to Michaela Bishop.
Hi, my name is Michaela. I'm part of the Coda Rays Chippewa tribe in Wisconsin. My hometown is Rosemont, Minnesota, and I currently attend University of Minnesota State Mankato, and I'm pursuing marketing. And my phone case is a cow print.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Love it. Let's go to Berlicia Frank.
Hi, good evening. My name is Berlicia Frank. I am Navajo from the Navajo Nation, and my clans are Toheglini and Shle Tampaha Bashishchin. Sorry, I lost it. Toheglini and Shle Tampaha Bashishchin Ashkanzoho Shicheto Kiaani Dashanella. And I currently live in Kirtland, New Mexico, and I am a student at Navajo Technical University. And this is my phone case. So it's just plain black.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go over to, I'm trying to think. I know you guys move around, so I'm trying to not miss anybody. Marlene Johnson, let's go to you. I think you're still muted.
Okay, got it.
There you go.
You guys see me?
Yeah.
I probably look tired. Okay, so anyways, Manihu, Hili, how are you? Hello, my name is Marlene. I am a Noom, Western Mono and Chukchansi from Central California. I am studying or trying to get my BA and working towards my BA in American Indian Studies at the University of San Marcos, California. And my phone case, I don't know if you can see it, hold on. It's lavender, my favorite color.
Cool.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can see.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
I do see in the chat, Zilo Jade is from Picuras Pueblo in New Mexico, and I attend UCLA. My phone case has dinosaurs. Awesome. Zilo Jade. I'm writing down everyone who goes so I don't miss anyone and I know where you're from. Vanessa Acne says, Ankni, she says, please call me Nessa. Koval Tribe and goes to WSU. Brandon, unable to talk at the moment. Okay. Plain black otter box case. Awesome. And then Marie, my phone case is purple. I also have a Betty Boop phone case. Cool. That's awesome. Okay, now who am I missing? Let's go to Deidre Wilson. Deidre.
Hello guys, can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm Deidre Wilson. I come from Navajo Nation, the tribe Navajo Ordine. My clans are Ashe Nishla, Twatswani Bashishin, Tohana Dashache, Kiaani Dashanella. And my hometown is a place called Wheatfield, Arizona. And I attend Navajo Technical University. I am currently in my last year for the BS program for early childhood. So I'm hoping to graduate in May. And then this is my phone case. And thank you.
Was it water or what was it?
It's like flowers.
Flowers. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. Let's go over to Roberto Pacheco.
Uju Nindawe Maganidu, na Abenway Nindagu, Magazine Indudame, Hello, everyone. My name is Roberto. I'm from Lakudere Band of Ojibwe. I go to Lakudere Ojibwe University. And here's my phone case. I got some bird feathers.
Awesome. Thank you. Good way. All right. Okay, let's see. Monique Harris, let's hear from you. Okay, I see you in the chat. Seminole Nation, Oklahoma, and Creek Nation. Tusikia Harjo Band. My hometown is Tulsa, Oklahoma. Currently attend Haskell Indian Nations University. My phone is black and just black. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Monique. Let's go over to Strawberry Livingston. Sorry, I didn't see that by your last name. Strawberry Livingston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Strawberry Livingston. A part of the Navajo Nation tribe. My clans are Twachini Shnodo, Bethlehem Chin, Chitnas Jini Dish, that's a Chedo, and Twachini Dashnada. I'm originally from south of Gallup, a small town called Red Springs, New Mexico. And now I reside in Sanders, Arizona. And I attend Navajo Technical University. And right now I'm currently on my phone, so I can't showcase that. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Strawberry. I love your name. It's really unique. Let's go to Amber Landrew. Amber.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, I'm Amber Landrew from the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe. I'm living in Eagle Butte, South Dakota. That's my hometown. I attend Oklahoma College here in Eagle Butte. And my phone case is, it's actually, I'm on my phone, but it is a picture of my one and only child. She's a senior. I don't know if you could see her.
Yes, I can see her. Awesome.
And
Thank you for sharing. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
and we
Oh, I see. Awesome. Thank you. Let's see. Who did I miss? Malcolm Johnson. I see you in the chat. You're a mountain Maidu from Susanville, Indian Rancheria, Ria in Northern Cali, going to CSU, SAC by the way of Olivehurst. Awesome. Malcolm. Did I miss anybody? I see Shannon Taylor.
Data ashiyarisi Shannon Taylor Gonzaga to the initially on that Cappuccini Benishti. Zaflagais Anande Anna Dahan Shli. Tana Atam Community College just took. Hello, my name is Shannon Taylor. I'm White Mountain Apache and I live in Fort Apache. And I attend Tana Atam Community College. It's my last semester there, then I'll be transferring to NAU. And this is my phone case. It's pink and it has I don't know if you can see it. It has a sloth on the
awesome.
On the top
Love
socket.
Sloths are the best. Thank you, Shannon.
Yeah, then I was gonna ask, what did you mean by you know what it is, how we are by our phone case, like the clip.
Like if it's plain, you're either too busy or, you know, sometimes I leave mine stuff plain because I don't like a lot of clutter, or I like to keep things organized, or, you know, that's not the priority right now. You know, it kind of gives me an idea of who you are. I know some people like to decorate their phone cases like up and down, you know, the back, and they'll put stickers on it and kind of gives you a little bit more information about what they like and what they dislike, like dinosaurs and whatnot. But for the plain people, I can kind of understand because I keep mine's plain and I don't like anything on there. So it kind of gives me an idea of like, even though it's plain, I kind of get an idea for who you are. So that's what I was talking about. I know Willie Korea. I know you had your hands up.
Yeah, Hoyo's name Willie Carrillo, Tule River Tribe of California. From the Bear Clan, the No'o. I'm currently in my final year of my undergraduate at Fresno State University. Can you see me?
Yes, I can. Awesome.
Okay. My phone case is black, and it stands for these guys right here on my ear pods. You see that?
Not quite. That way, go a little bit. No, I can't. Right there.
Yeah.
The Raiders.
The Raiders. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Happy to have you. We can't bring in the football team. Everyone's gonna get all rowdy. Just kidding. Okay, let's see. I see Amanda in the chat is Parrot Clan from Kewah Pueblo in New Mexico. I attend Southwestern Indian Polytech Institute in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Awesome. Thank you, Amanda. Let me write your name down. See what you started, Willie? Go Arizona Cardinals. Okay, I think I'm missing Nathan.
Hello, I'm Nathan Armstrong, and I attend Northeastern State University. I'm part of the Cherokee tribe. I can't turn my camera on right now. It's bugged right now, so I apologize. My phone has like a red case, so do with that what you will.
So let's see. Thank you for sharing, Nathan. Chastity?
Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Chastity. I'm from the Dene tribe. My clans are Tachitni, Nishle, Todachitni, Bashishchin, Zishka'a, Deshache, Honagakni, Deshanale. And my hometown is Tehotoe, which is also known as Fort Defiance, Arizona. I'm currently attending Northwest Indian College in Bellingham, Washington. I'm studying Native Environmental Science, and my phone case is just a simple brown leather phone case. It can hold all my cards, so I don't have to carry around a big old purse like somebody said.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so did I miss anybody else? So what we're doing is basically creating, Elise, you want to go ahead and go?
Oh yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Hi everybody, my name is Elise Linton. I'm from the Santa Isabel tribe, the Ipai Nation, and I'm from Santa Isabel, California, and I currently go to Fresno State University pursuing a degree in kinesiology.
Awesome.
Oh,
Thank
and my
you.
phone case is just plain purple. Purple's my favorite color too.
We got a lot of purple. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can scan through and see who we're missing. Deidre, did you go yet? Oh, you
Yeah,
did. Never mind. Sorry. I see you. Anybody else? I'm gonna do one last call.
Go.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, Kelly.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm on my phone. But my name is Kelly Beam. Yat e Tachini Nishle, Bilagana Bashini Dashiche, Bilagana Dashinale. My name is Kelly Beam. I am a first year grad student at the University of Kansas. Heard some Haskell folks in here, so that's pretty cool. And I don't really have a hometown. I'm still searching for it. So hoping it'll be Lawrence. And my phone case is a purple OtterBox, and it has a pop socket from Insurgents on it. That's kind of a Lisa Frank style heart that says land back.
Cool. Thank you. And I see in the chat a lot of football fans. Kyle says he is Kyle Herman from Sikangu, Lakota, from Rosebud, South Dakota, currently attending Oglala Lakota College in Pine Ridge, South Dakota. My phone case is clear with butterflies. Also, fun fact, I'm a female and a lot of people think I'm a male due to my name. Oh, nice. Thank you for clarifying. Okay. What about Kylie Persian?
Hi guys. My name is Kylie Parisian and I'm from the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa. My hometown is St. John, North Dakota, and I attend the University of South Dakota to major in marketing, and my phone case is black with a wallet.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Can we move forward? Did I forget anyone? I hope I didn't forget anyone. Yes, no. Okay. Can you all still hear me? Okay. I know my video is kind of acting strange. Can you still see my screen share?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm going to go into the next slide, and that's basically introductions. I like to get everyone introduced so you can all relate to each other. I didn't show you my phone case, but mine is basically a black shiny phone case. I like black. I just don't ask me why. I just like black. And I just think it goes with everything, you know. And so, and if it gets dirty, it gets dirty, and it really isn't a big deal. And that's kind of why I like my case black. But I like to do this type of activity and let everyone know and give them a chance to introduce themselves, because it really does create that sense of connection. You get to relate to one another in a way that is different. And it really gives you some sort of commonality to grasp onto. Like there was a lot of people who liked purple phone cases. There was some pink phone cases, black phone cases, you know, and just different topic areas, like, you know, where you're originally from or what college you went to. And some of you are already relating to each other in terms of where you're currently located. And I see that in the chat. And I also see, you know, the different likes and dislikes of football teams. And that can really create a sense of community. And that's basically what I'm here to do, is create that sense of community and make you feel like you belong to something. And so that's the gist of the presentation for today. And basically, if I can connect two of you together, then I've done my job. If I've provided you with further education, then I've done my job. But to go into the next slide, you're all going to start to use your cell phone. So I'm going to put up some polls and some surveys about, not polls, put on some questions through Menti, and I will give that information here in a minute. But first off, I want to discuss guidelines and what exactly are we talking about? Guidelines, we're talking about how do we create a safe space. And so when we come together as a group, we like to create a safe space so everyone feels secure in this discussion. What makes you feel safe? If you go to your cell phone, type in menti.com, and from there it's going to ask you what the code is, and you type in this code 23281782. And so that's going to bring up a little poll or a little little poll, exactly what I'm saying. And you type in what guidelines you want to see. What do you feel is important to create a safe space? So go ahead and fill that out. You can put in multiple answers and I will see it on my side.
What was that number?
It
The
is 23281782. Let me put that back up. Sorry, I ended it a little bit too quickly. Share and like Menti.com 23281782. Whoops. I'm going to share the current poll, what that looks like. Okay, so the answers are coming in. So how do we make this a safe space? So building trust with one another, no judgment, judgment-free zone, anonymous responses that everyone can see, which we're doing right now, establishing relationship confidentiality, that's very important. What we say here stays here, security, feeling, understanding of one another, and no judgment. To be kind to everyone regardless of gender, identity, and sexual orientation. That's very important. To understanding inclusivity, how are we being inclusive of other people who are different than us? No judgment zone, sharing the talking floor with others. Depending on what is shared, confidentiality is key. Respect and confidentiality, respecting one another, confidentiality. Allow me to be frank about my own circumstances, not sugarcoating it. And that's very real in Indigenous communities. And I will put a trigger, not a trigger, yes, a trigger warning on this one because sharing your story can often cause others to be triggered. And so we'll talk about that a little bit more. And I'll give you some information at the end. But if you ever feel like you need to talk to someone because you are being triggered, you're welcome to reach out to some of the mentors or individuals in your community. So that's a really important one right there. Everyone's opinions respected. I see a safe space as a group of people who don't judge you. They don't make fun at or reprimand your problems. Actually, a good example of this is me and my other friends would group together and just talk about our problems. Awesome. No judgment, confident, respect one another, open discussion, meaning differentiating opinions don't cause a fight. Respect towards each other. Difference in opinions. We all have our opinions, and that's a really good point, is that we're not fighting, we're sharing in the information, and it's very important to recognize how you respond to different individuals. And that's all part of mental health and being well. And so we'll kind of discuss that here in a minute. Understanding, listening, respect, welcoming environment, be yourself. encouraging each other, trust, just listen to one another, and no judgment. So if you have more, you can always put that in there. I will have this presentation sent out to the mentors, and if you want to add more in the future, you can do that. And I'm glad you were able to assist the others who didn't get the code in time. Thank you for that. And so go ahead and we'll go ahead and go forward. So respect, confidentiality, no judgment, creating an inclusive environment, listening, respecting each other, loving each other, supporting each other. Those are all very important aspects for our meeting today. So with that, I appreciate you all creating your guidelines for this meeting. We're going to move forward and we're going to start discussing what we need to discuss today. And so let me move into the presentation. If I can get back to it. So we're basically going to be talking about who are we and what do we carry? So each of us carries a different story. We carry different, what do you call it? We carry different, sorry, I'm trying to mess with it. Okay.
What about burdens?
There you go. What do you mean by burden?
Like we have our own problems and stuff. And
Yeah, I mean, we all each have our own strengths and we all each have our own struggles. We have our own, we're all different in many aspects, right? And so we might have different struggles as compared to one another. I mean, and that's just part of creating that inclusive environment, is understanding that we all come from different areas, we have different strengths, we have different burdens. But also it's helpful to ask the question, who are you? Who am I? You know, who am I as an individual? And this is basically the question that we're going to ponder for the remainder of these 4 sessions. And I'm hoping that you can start to understand who you are as an individual. And so if you take a look at this presentation, the fire there is very important. And I know a lot of our Indigenous communities, we come together around the fire, and it's a very important element in our home, in ceremony, in our gatherings. And so I like to visualize that we are around in a circle and there is fire here to bind us and connect us. And so with that, as well as water, and I know a lot of our teachings go back to, you know, water, and water is life, and that's what connects us, because we're all a part. Each one of us has water within us, and so it's really important. So when we're talking about who we are and what we carry, we also got to talk about, you know, where we come from. And so we did share our clans, we did talk about our homeland. And so that kind of connects us, and it kind of gives us a little bit of information of who we currently are and what we currently do. And so I'd like to go back into Menti, and a lot of the times we talk about who we are, we also talk about what our strengths are and what our gifts are. In terms of gifts, I mean, it goes back to strength. What are we good at doing, and what do we carry as an individual? And so if you want to go back to Menti again, we're going to talk about and answer the question. We're going to answer the question, what are your strengths? And go to menti.com, and the code is 6707-4988. And I'll leave this up for a couple of minutes and go ahead and fill this one out, and we'll go through this a little bit more. So go right ahead.
6707.
67074988. And I will put it in the chat, 67074988. And I will pull up the current poll so we can watch it in real time. That's always fun. If I can get back to it. Did you all have a chance to enter your items? Okay, let's see, share screen and let's go to the current. Oops, that's not the right one. Go to strength. Let's see result. Okay. Go to the, how come it's not working for me? Let me go back to this and click on that. There we go. Okay. Yes, this is exciting. Let us look at what you said. So this is put into a word cloud, and now you can see what are the strengths. What are your strengths? What do you bring to this discussion? And as Indigenous people, we all have strength, right? We all carry and we possess things that we've learned through our parents, our grandparents, or all of our relatives, our ancestors that have been brought down through years and years of resiliency, right? So I'm going to read off a couple of these, and let's see. So the one that's glaring at me is caring, resilient, trustworthy, compassion, awesome, provider, hard worker, determined, giving, loving person, culture, patient, spiritual, writing, prayer, goal-oriented, dragonborn, public speaking, having your grandchildren, quick thinker, being open-minded, social butterfly, good listener, empathy, independent, honest, determined, prayerful, organized, confident, courage, hands, resilient, reliable, organization, tradition, very direct, great listener, encourager, staying positive, justice. These are all awesome. Loyalty, family, strong, creative, humor, hand-eye coordination, right? That's really true. Justice, truthful, very direct. Awesome. So do you see that these are all of the strengths that you bring to this gathering, and this kind of lets you see that we all carry gifts within us, right? And that we all have teachers who basically taught us these things. And so recognizing that and bringing that into the circle and talking about this just brings us to a good space. And I like to do things from a strength-based approach. Not to say that there's not burdens like you were talking about, not to say that there's no struggles, because in my perspective, there's always the good and the bad. And that's kind of the balance that we live in, just going through life, that no matter how good things go, that we will eventually have some burdens, right? And no matter where we are in life, we're going to experience the good with the bad. And so, how are we going to hone in on our strengths as individuals, and how are we going to use our strengths to overcome some of these burdens, but also to cope with some of these burdens? And you talk a lot about Indigenous communities and some of the things that we face day to day within our families, or with what we're seeing cousins or aunties or uncles go through. And you're all off at college and you're all doing great things. And it's really important that you, as a leader, I'm going to call you all leaders because you all are leaders. You're gaining information, you're gaining knowledge at college. And so that just rhymed. You're gaining knowledge at college. You're gaining that information to become a leader, right? You're currently in training to step into the role as a leader. And that is something that is very, very amazing. And it's kind of like, you kind of get a little jittery, right? Because you're next in line, right? And so someone behind you is looking at you as elder, and someone behind you is looking at you to teach them eventually. And so that's kind of just the circle of life. And what we're going through is that you're going to step into that leadership role, you're going to step into that elder role. And so what are the strengths and what is going to help you to be successful in the future? And so this is kind of the discussion that I like to go through. What are your strengths? But it's also self-assessment, right? It's also taking a look at who you are as an individual. What are you currently doing? What is your role in your life? What is your role in the college? Or what is your role when it comes to going back to family? Are you the firekeeper? Are you the dough maker? Are you the mom who's taking care of the kids? Are you the water bearer? What exactly is your role? And so we each play a role within our communities, but also when we're outside of our community, and what does that look like, and where we all contribute to the community and our Indigenous communities across the United States. And so I want to leave that here with you. And so taking a picture of this would be great if you want to take that, and it just gives you some focus of and reminder of who you are as an individual. And I just see that some items have been answered again. A loving mother, traditional, hands, humility, art, and those are all great things. So take a picture of that or screenshot it, because this is awesome. I love it. Okay, now we're going to go back to the presentation. If I can go back to, there we go. So next up is mental health. And so the basic Western description of mental health provided by CDC is mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. So it affects how we think, how we feel, how we act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, how we relate to others, and make healthy choices. And mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. And so this kind of gives you a Western perspective of mental health. But as Indigenous people, mental health is basically ingrained in everything that we do, right? Our emotional, our psychological, and our social components, they all wrap around into our physical, emotional, spiritual, and taking into consideration all of the other components that make us up, right? Not only those four that are in the middle, the intellectual, spiritual, physical, emotional, but also the others that are not really talked about, the social, occupational, the environmental, and the financial, right? And these are all components that affect our mental health. And so if I'm not feeling like I belong socially, I might experience some bad mental health, right? If I'm struggling financially and I can't pay the bills, I might be experiencing some repercussions or some depression, right? Occupational or some stressors, basically what financial burdens bring us is stress. Environmentally, if we're living in an area where we're not able to, experience the outdoors or, go outside because of hazards, that's going to bring us down. Occupational, right now you're all at college and you're doing great things, you're learning, and so you're actually improving in this area. You're gaining knowledge so that you're better prepared out in the workforce, so that's a great thing. As for intellectual, spiritual, physical, and emotional, as you see that here, they're all components and they all play into one another. And so if you look in the middle of this individual is the center. I like to put one individual in the center, and it's called person in the environment. And so looking at an individual and how much the environment is playing a role in that person's life. And so the main individuals that we turn to are our friends, our mentors, our family, and our support. And if you identify one person, you could probably put them in one of those categories. So these individuals are very important in our lives, and I say that these are people that we can turn to in time of need. And understanding this and knowing that all of these components play into one another is really important. And I was just talking about belonging and where do we belong as individuals. Oftentimes we go off to college or we go into settings where we are the only Indigenous person in the room, right? And it can feel a little bit lonely and we can feel outside of our comfort zone. But looking at what our role is and how we contribute and what we're advocating for as Indigenous populations, and remembering our teachings and remembering those strengths and what we stand for. And this is kind of going into the social justice part of this, is what are we advocating for and how are we bringing up our voices as Indigenous people when working in communities who are often lagging with Indigenous knowledge or Indigenous approaches. And so that's another whole discussion that I'll pull myself back to. This discussion is belonging, and what does that look like? How do you belong? I think that a question that you can ask yourself is, how do you know you belong? If you want to take yourself off mute and answer this question, that would be great. How do you know you belong? Go ahead, Marlene.
Hello, it's Marlene. Okay, so for me, in my experience, I would say being acknowledged, even in the workplace or in community or, just wherever you're at exactly. So just from my experience, so that's my thoughts on that.
Awesome, thank you. Acknowledgement goes a long way, right? Goes a long way. And when you introduce yourself in your clanship and you start to build those relationships with one another and say, you're my Nolly, or you're my grandmother, you're my sister, it's a really powerful thing. How else do you feel like you belong in a place? Amy?
To me, I don't think at my high school I belonged really well because I don't I mean, others might see it differently, but I see belonging as sort of like being included, like being wanted, sort of. You know, like in high school, I didn't have that many friends. I mean, I didn't have that many close friends, you know, not too many I could talk to my problems about. And that kind of sucked, I will say. But I mean, it's the feel good people that make you feel wanted. They want you to belong to the group. They want you to be included. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else want to share? Christy?
I'd say like kind of the way they are, just like being accepted, where you feel accepted, whether it be amongst your group of like school or work.
Awesome. Thank you. Acceptance goes a long way, right? And we're talking about inclusivity, accepting individuals who are different than you. Yes, Marie. Acceptance wanted. Who else has some good remark for us? What do you want to contribute?
I think I would say for me, a sense of belonging relates to like safety, how safe I feel to express myself and be myself. So I guess safety in a like emotional, spiritual sense, but also like physical as well, knowing that I'll be cared for within the community. And yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Safety is a big one. And feeling safe in a particular space, whether that's spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially. I see the comment in the chat about I struggle with belonging even back home. I think the only time I feel like I belong is when everyone in the room likes me. Support and acceptance and wanted. And this is kind of where we go into the mental health aspect and how you feel in a specific space. If you're not feeling safe, you need to create those boundaries, right? And that's all part of healthy relationships, healthy, creating those healthy spaces. If you're not feeling safe, if you're not feeling included or accepted, what are those boundaries that you need to create to maintain safety, to maintain acknowledgement or inclusivity? I like to create boundaries in terms of relationships that I have with family. Sometimes we all can't get along. That's the truth. You know, sometimes we go back home and people are in a different space, right? They might be binging or using, and you might not do that. Or they might pull you along and just, you know, get in trouble. And that's basically what happens. I mean, I don't deny that. And that's kind of something that we need to start to understand is how do we create those healthy boundaries and being able to say, you know, that's not something that I do anymore. And being upfront and advocating for ourselves. Advocating for yourself and making your voice heard is something that is very much appropriate to creating those boundaries. But belonging in the sense of feeling like you are included in a space can often be hard, especially if you're around a lot of individuals who are non-native. But I think that feeling secure with what you're saying and you're on a mission and a vision to get something done, I think that that can take a different shape, and you can see why you're there and how you need to get through that space. I know it's difficult sometimes facing that day to day, but we're going to start talking about some coping skills here in a bit. We're going to talk about areas of improvement. And when you're going into a space where you feel uncomfortable, you know, do that self-scan and that self-assessment. How am I reacting? What am I seeing? What am I feeling? What am I thinking? And why am I thinking that? Why am I feeling this way? And really identifying those specific things that are causing you to respond and react. I think that's part of the self-assessment, is going back to that presentation that I showed you with the medicine wheel. Let me go back. Does anybody else have any other input? Okay, I see the chat. Establishing the boundaries by stating clearly your need or point to the individual or group that this is my comfort zone or space and you need to have respect for it. Yes. Clancy, that is 100% true, that you need to state your boundaries and you need to state it clearly so that the other individual knows exactly where or what not to do. And that's healthy. That's establishing those boundaries and establishing those guidelines that you have for yourself, just like we did in this meeting. How do we create that safe space? And so take that with you in what you do in your daily life. It can be really helpful. Let me go back to the presentation and just taking a look at the medicine wheel, wellness wheel that we were discussing. Amber, I know you like to go off of people's vibes, and sometimes that can be deceiving because, you know, people's body language, you might misinterpret the body language, you might misinterpret an eye roll or a shift in the body. I often like to disregard some of those things because I feel like some of those things can be, yes, they're passive aggressive, but I don't like to focus too much on that and how it affects me. And I am in control of myself. And so that's how I'm going to respond, is making sure that I myself, the only person I can control is myself, right? And so really understanding that if I'm experiencing microaggressions or racism or whatnot, that I have the choice of not responding to you. I have the choice of not getting angry. I have the choice of stating clearly what my needs are. I have the choice of making those healthy boundaries and stating to that person that that is not acceptable. That's not how we do this. Yeah, I might feel angry and I might say something, but again, the choice is all mine and my reaction and how I conduct myself and how I take in those specific vibes. And so that's a whole nother topic area, but yeah, so self-assessment. We are going to go into self-improvement. And so taking this into consideration, this medicine wheel, wellness wheel, if you can do a quick scan of yourself and think of some areas that you need improvement on. And then I will share the self-improvement. Here is the Menti and the code. What areas need focus? What areas need focus? And so go to menti.com, enter the code in 4750-9575 and fill that out. Menti.com 4750-9575. I'm going to stop share. I'm going over to Menti, so I'm going to stop share, and I'm going over to Menti. I'm going to pull up the improvement. And see that you have some, you're slowly putting them in there. I see them coming in. Share this. Okay. Looks like some improvement areas that you can improve on. So there's a lot more discussion that can go on with these, and a lot more coaching and guidance that can be sought out in terms of each of these topic areas. And so perhaps doing a little more research or asking around in terms of some of these areas like self-love. I think that's a journey, a lifelong journey within itself, because it takes a long time to love yourself, right? And that's a major one, because without loving yourself, I don't know what it looks like. I mean, without loving yourself, loving someone else is going to be difficult, right? And it might often be unhealthy, just coming from experience and talking about self-love. That's kind of what I've seen is it's a lifelong journey, and you have to keep up with that. It is tough, and it's something that we're always discussing. You see it in, you know, various rom-coms and various discussions about how do I love myself and how do you get there? And only you can answer that, and only you will identify when you actually get to loving yourself. And I'm hoping that you can do some self-assessing, some self-improvement to eventually come to that place. Other areas, creating time for yourself, establishing boundaries, confidence, self-esteem, friends, listening, self-doubt, that's a big one. And I struggle with that as well. I mean, every one of us, and I think trying to understand how you can improve on that. We'll start to create a plan here in a minute, but take each of these areas into consideration. Think about these specific topic areas that you've provided here. Free time, honest about my feelings, gratitude, stop overthinking, studying, self-reflection, mental health. I can be too direct. What are some ways that you can address these? What are some ways that you can improve in this area? Giving myself more credit. How can you do that? What is the plan of action moving forward? When I say plan of action is, what are the steps? What are, you know, we're taking a journey. This is a lifelong journey, right? So each one of our days is a step, right? That's like what I like to think about. And how am I going to step tomorrow? And what does that look like for the next day? So what am I doing to create self-love? Am I, you know, going out and really labeling all, looking at why do I feel self-defeated, or why do I not have self-love, and looking at ways I can establish self-love and creating that plan moving forward, and that I'm going to do this each week. So I want you to jot down on some paper or your computer or whatnot and write out 3 tasks that you want to do to address what you put here. And we'll do that here. Think about that. Okay. And we're going to do that in the next slide. So studying cardio, humble, self-esteem, Elder Scrolls. What do you mean by Elder Scrolls? Can somebody elaborate? It's a game. Okay. If you want to prove an Elder Scrolls, then be my guest. How are you going to do that? Is it practicing? Is it researching? So we'll use that as an example, is that this weekend I'm going to research how to improve an Elder Scroll. I'm going to look at some YouTube videos and get myself caught up on how to do certain things in the game. Or next week, I'm going to talk to 3 people about Elder Scrolls, and I'm going to ask them how they improved in the game, right? I know it's a silly topic, but this is kind of what we should be doing on a daily basis. And then maybe week 3, I'm going to sit down and put what I learned, what I researched, and what I talked about into play and see how I do in the game and assess myself on how well I did it. And then if I want to improve again, you just keep doing it until you improve, right? Practice makes perfect. And not my answer, by the way, great game. I mean, it's a real thing. Games are awesome, and they often take away from some of the things that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, and it can be a coping skill, right? A lot of these things can be coping skills for mental health, or they can be coping skills for facing difficult times, right? Eating right, patience, relaxation, cardio. Those are some of the things that we can do to cope with difficult times, right? Being social, being spiritual, having empathy, taking a break, not procrastinating. So let's move into the next Menti, and it's going to talk about plan of action. And I want you to add in a way that you're going to address what we just talked about, some of your areas of improvement. Okay, let me stop share. And let me get to that. As soon as I am able to stop sharing. Okay. Okay, plan of action. Share. So the next Menti is a goal without plan. A goal without a plan is just a wish, right? A goal without a plan is just a wish. So go to menti.com, enter in the 4260-1345. And I put on there, nay, all wishing, right? We always hear that. When I was writing this, I thought of that and I was like, hey, that reminds me of that comment. Menti.com 4260-1345. What is your plan of action in addressing these areas of self-improvement? If you can provide some words in there, that would be great. And to get more information about this Talkspace app, the mentors will be back on at the end of this presentation, but I'm pretty sure you can email them to ask more about the Talkspace app. Okay, your plan of action. So I want to leave you all with some of the last points. Elise and Zilo, I'll have the mentors talk about the Talkspace app a little bit more when they come in, and I'm pretty sure that's probably one of the areas that they want to talk about. And you might want to email Loyola or Adriana, I believe that was the name. Sorry if I got it wrong, but they have more information on that. So let me go to the mentee and let's see what you all wrote. I know it takes a lot to come up with a plan of action. It takes a lot to think about some goals that you want to pursue. So let's see. Yes, there are some. Cool. Okay, let me share this because right over here, share. Okay, name one of your goals. Okay, so get a 4.0 this semester. Just do it, relax with no hesitation. Remember that you are your own worst critic. Be the first college graduate in my family. Awesome. I want to stop being so hard on myself. Self-discipline, focus, grit. Yes, that's a lot of those are needed to face those areas of self-improvement, right? And complete your plan of action to reach your goal. Less social media, more face-to-face time, clean home, take time for self-care, stretch, yoga, walk in nature, and reflect on self. Those are great. Soul gems, get my anxiety and depression under control. And that's a tough one, but it can be done. What do you need to get there? Is it spending time outside? Is it taking daily walks? Is it journaling? Is it going to talk to someone, a professional or a counselor? Is it talking to a trusted individual? Those are great. You can be the sweetest peach on the tree, but some people just don't like peaches. And that's okay because everyone is different and not everyone is going to like you. And understanding that when you go into a situation is how do you respond to that? And identifying that response and not taking it in so much. I know a lot of us are empaths and we feel a lot. And so it's important to understand how you are reacting. Graduate, great, yes, we all want to graduate. I want to meditate, addressing my stress. That's a great way to address the stress. Eat healthier, studying, understanding that people all learn different and have different perspectives. Live, exercise. Living is amazing. I think that is one area that, you know, if this one is you taking that into consideration, what exactly do you mean by that? Can someone elaborate a little bit more? If you're willing to, you can unmute. Journaling, meditation, patience, take a second to stop, think and breathe. I need to stay active and take care of my stress levels by exercising and not eating junk food. Reminding myself that grief is normal. Stand up and stop doubting myself. My mother is now my angel. Grief is a very dynamic emotion. It's not moving in a consecutive way or not moving in a complete cycle like we think it is. It often pops up here and there. And so really talking to somebody about your grief will be really helpful. A lot of these areas, we need to talk to someone. So finding that trusted individual or finding that professional that you need to talk to, there's no shame in that. Finding a therapist that you're able to reach out to. And I know the app is something that will most likely help you in these situations, and real life people will be able to assist you. And I think that's an awesome thing. There's also resources like the 988 number. If you go on your phones and just dial 988, it'll automatically connect you to the prevention, the Lifeline. It's often used for suicide prevention and saving people who are having thoughts of suicide. Yes, that's a normal part of our life, and it's something that we struggle with. I've had thoughts of suicide time and time and again, and it's just part of life that I've experienced, and I would never act on it. But some people cannot control that. And that's where you need to identify that within yourself, is that if you really need assistance and you really need someone to talk to, dialing 988 is going to get you someone on the phone. There's no shame in it, and just dial that number and you are able to talk to someone if you're not able to get to someone at the moment. Saying those prayers, taking some time to enjoy hobbies, dark candy recipes, affirmations, getting healthy, gain muscle, walk an hour each day for exercise. I can see the fall colors to lift my spirits as well. My plan of action is to continue improving on my fall, no procrastinating, and making friends. Yes. So the chat. No lollygagging. Yes, that's sometimes hard. And another individual says their mother is now their angel as well. There's a lot of loss and grief within Indigenous communities, and it can be hard at times. And so really finding those individuals who you can talk to about your grief, about the loss. Journaling often helps me at times. And reaching out to counselors who are available to you either at your school or with the mentors. I don't know if you're paired up with a mentor. That person is also a resource. I'm just reading the chat. Okay. But yeah, in terms of self-improvement and plan of action, self-actualization is also something that's really big on the when we're talking about this, is how do we achieve this? You know, how are we creating that sense of self-actualization? How are we able to move forward in a productive manner? So from a Western perspective, you know, we're often searching for how have we arrived, right? How do we gain success? How do we be that important person, right? But from a Western perspective, from an Indigenous perspective, it's innate, right? We're born and we're viewed as sacred from the start. Our children are sacred because they're going to be carrying the next generations. They're going to be our leaders in the future. And so that's kind of the difference between the Western and the Indigenous perspective, is that we all are sacred, right? We're all sacred beings on this earth, and we all have connection to one another, and we have connection to animals, the everything around us, right? And so taking that into consideration, Sorry, I'm just getting a blank. Yes, that's basically what, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. But looking at reach out if in doubt, thinking about that, thinking about what I was just talking about in terms of grief, suicide prevention, reaching out to individual, having no shame in reaching out to someone. If you need to talk, if you need to process something, I know we've experienced the grief and loss with COVID, with being in a new place. That can also bring up those feelings of loss because you're not connected to family or community. And that's something that's really real when going out to college and going out to another place, right? We feel disconnected. And so reach out if in doubt. Writing down this number 988, you can call or text that line, find a trusted adult or another professional.
Yeah, hope you all will join us in the next session. Thank you again, Jacqueline. I'm sure that this all went really well, and I'm really glad that everybody showed up. We don't want to take up any more of your time, so have a good evening and please take care of yourselves.
All right, we'll see you all. Have
Good
a good
night,
evening.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.